And we are live. Welcome, mystery and thriller fans. It is a Monday, which means it's hashtag Mystery Monday, because you know Mondays can be murder. And I am here with Sandra SG Wong live and in person virtually to give us the inside scoop on her brand new book out in 2 weeks. In the Dark, We Forget. Sandra, welcome to Mystery and Thriller Mavens. Tell us about this book.
Thank you so much, Sarah, for inviting me. I'm so excited for this book. Okay, so the premise is a woman wakes up at the side of a mountain highway with no recollection of who she is, how she got there. And in the course of discovering her identity, she discovers her parents have vanished. And her parents are also the winners of a multi-million-dollar lottery jackpot. So as she works with her brother, her darling brother, to find out what's going on, the recurring nightmares, the frightening flashbacks are terrifying her into wondering what she had to do with it, if anything, in her parents' disappearance. So.
Well, that is such an interesting premise. I've never read a book before where someone's parents or themselves have won the lottery. So, what a cool idea. And I can't wait to hear all about it. First, I just want to welcome everyone. We are streaming live to 6 different destinations. No matter where you are or where you're watching from, you're in the right place. This is the right time. And it's Mystery Monday, which means you get to ask our featured authors anything. So, ask Sandra about writing this book, her process. How did she imagine waking up by the side of a highway? We have so many delicious details to get into. And we have rave reviews from so many amazing authors, which I will be sharing as well, including Tess, Garrettson, Sara Paretsky, PJ Vernon, Kelly Garrett, Jennifer Hillier. Oh my goodness, so many people. So while you're all thinking of your questions, because I know it always takes me a moment, Sandra, I want to ask you, take us to the inception point, the moment. Where were you when this idea occurred? How did it pop in there? Walk us through that moment.
Okay. It's a funny story. It involves my husband. We were actually in the Canadian Rockies for an anniversary trip, a milestone wedding anniversary trip. And we came around a curve in the Trans-Canada Highway. I live in Canada. And I saw this patch of sort of flattish field next to us. And the question just popped into my head. Well, what would it be like if someone just woke up there one morning and had no recollection of how they got there and who they were? What would that be like? And I just could not let go of that question for that entire weekend plus trip. Sadly, not sadly, fortunately, my husband is accustomed to being married to a crime writer. So he was so supportive. And for that whole, I think it was a 5-day trip, all I did was talk about this story idea on and on and on. And he was nothing but supportive. I am so lucky to have someone like that in my life.
Oh my goodness. So you're on this anniversary trip. You think to yourself, what if someone woke up along this deserted, lonely, desolate highway, and your husband was not at all scared? Now, if you had suggested, what if someone murdered their husband on an anniversary trip, do you think he would have been scared?
He might have steered me away from that conversation much more often, I'm sure.
Oh my gosh, I love it. So Sandra, let's dive into some of the amazing praise that this book is earning, kicking off with Tess Garrettson, because you have an event coming up with her, a launch event at Murder by the Book, our favorite bookstore, on June 21st with Tess Garrettson, who raves that this book is, quote, a chilling, nerve-jangling journey into lost memories and unforgettable terrors. Sandra Wong knows what scares us all and what we can never forget. So you're doing an event with Queen Garrettson. So first, tell us about the event on June 21st. How can we participate? How can we be there? Give us all the deets.
Okay, so all the deets are on Tuesday, June 21st, which is actually the actual release day for the book. The actual release day for the book at 8 p.m. Eastern. 8 p.m. Eastern will be hosted by Murder by the Book, as well as a Canadian bookseller called The Sleuth of Baker Street, who they are based in Toronto. And because I'm in Canada and Tess is in the States and the book is available in both countries, we thought, well, why don't we support two booksellers, and because we'll have viewers from both countries. So Tess is going to be in conversation with me. I don't think she's going to send me any of the questions beforehand, so it'll be as much of a surprise for me as it will be for our people who are coming to see us. So it'll be fun. It'll be fun.
Ooh.
We're going to be on the Murder by the Book YouTube channel. So, and I'm pretty sure we're on their events page. So please take a look there. If you're not familiar with them, I'm sure you're already familiar with them if you're watching us today.
Yeah, we're broadcasting to Murder by the Book's YouTube and Facebook channels right now, as well as 4 other destinations, including mine and some of my favorite reader and book clubs, Bitchy Bookworms, and my own Mystery and Thriller Mavens. So for everyone who's not watching on Murder by the Book channels, I'm going to pop the link to RSVP right here into the comments. So go ahead and click, and RSVP, grab your copy of the book from here, and you will be registered for this fabulous event on Tuesday, June 21st, 7 p.m. Central and 8 p.m. Eastern. Excellent. Thanks for the skinny there on that, Sandra. Now let's get back to some of this amazing praise. So Sara Paretsky, oh my God, Queen Paretsky raves that In the Dark We Forget is a hair-raising high wire act. Wong gives us a hero whose search for her identity and the truth of what happened to upend her life reveals more than she wants to know and leaves the reader gasping. So that is high praise from one of the legends of this genre. So Sandra, tell us how do you, I'm going to pop this up for one quick moment because it's probably going to cover part of our faces.
Right.
What do you think how do you as a writer create a book that leaves readers, quote, gasping? So says Sara Paretsky. How do you do it?
I wish I had that formula. Trial and error. Does that help anybody for me to say it was trial and error? But
you do have the formula because you did it, and Sara Paretsky honors it. So
I think what really helped was centering the story and having the point of view character be a woman who doesn't know who she is. So she's got to discover what happened at the same time. The reader discovers it at the same time she does. And I had a lot of fun writing that. I know I was in a conversation with Hannah Mary McKinnon. Everybody, just go out and get Never Coming Home. You will not regret it. And she was asking me about writing an amnesia character because she had done so in her previous novel. And I said, I loved it. It was so fascinating to me. She said, oh, it was such a pig to write, which I love that expression. But I had such a fun time because I was just like, discovering my character as I went. And I'm hoping that when people read it, they can sense the joy behind it. I know it's a darker book, but it really brought me joy writing it. And I think ultimately, if it's a good and satisfying book, whether it's dark or it's light, whatever your genre is, I think you can sense the joy of the writer writing it. And hopefully you can connect with that somehow. Yeah.
Fabulous. Okay, Debbie has a question. Sandra, she would like to know, is the launch at Murder by the Book with Tess Garrettson in person or is it virtual only?
Thanks for that question, Debbie. It's virtual only. I'm in Edmonton, Alberta, in Canada. If you're an NHL fan, you'll know that our Oilers are in the Western Conference Finals, so you may know where Edmonton is. But if you're not, we're just in the western parts of Canada. And so it's a virtual launch because Tess, of course, is in Maine. So I just couldn't make it down there at the same time as her. But I'm so pleased that she's going to be in conversation with me. I'm so excited.
Well, this will be great because this way, all of us who are not in either Maine or Edmonton or Houston, like me, who's in Boston, we can all tune in from wherever they are.
Yeah.
By the way, Debbie, so great to see your name pop up. Debbie was a winner of one of our giveaways a few weeks back. So, Debbie, I always appreciate you being here. Thank you for tuning in. Anissa, welcome to the conversation. I'm always so happy when Anissa joins us. She says, hello, Sara and Sandra from South Carolina. Anissa, welcome. So lovely to see your name pop up. Thank you so much for tuning in. Oh, Debbie's saying it's perfect that it's virtual because she's in Arizona. Perfect. Yay. Okay, perfect. So Debbie, we will see you there virtually as well on Tuesday, June 21st. Okay, Sandra, let's get to, by the way, anyone have any questions, just drop them in the comments. And we are here this is your chance to talk to Sandra directly.
Yes.
I did Yay! I did want to get to this fabulous bit of praise from Kelly Garrett, who is also on the show. When her book, Like a Sister, which I absolutely loved, came
Mm.
out.
Mhm.
And she also loved your book, Sandra. And she says that with In the Dark, We Forget, I'm popping this up really quickly, the wonderfully talented Sandra SG Wong gives us everything a book lover could want: brutally honest social commentary, rich cultural details, deft psychological suspense, and often heartbreaking family dynamics. The result is a story that will stay with you long after you get to the last word. I couldn't stop reading. So, Sandra, let's talk about the weaving of brutally honest social commentary,
Mm.
rich cultural details, and deft psychological suspense. You said that one of the keys to creating that gasping moment is letting us as a reader unravel the mystery
Right.
in real time through the eyes of our protagonist, who's trying to figure out first who she is when she
Mhm.
wakes up disoriented, and she doesn't even know what she's wearing. She's like, she thinks she's having a dream. She's very disoriented, as anyone would be. And then, of course, trying to unravel the mystery of
Right.
the next part of it. So you said that's one of the elements. What do you think the other elements are, in terms of, this weaving and this blending
Right.
of these other aspects?
Yeah. So, one of the things, of course, for me that was important to me is to write a protagonist for this story, who's a Chinese Canadian woman. So, as she's navigating not only this mystery of who she is in society and who she is in the culture around her it's inescapable. So I had to put that in there. I had to write that for her. How is she situated in the little town that she ends up in at the RCMP? How do the RCMP treat her, the Royal Canadian Mounted Police, for anyone who's not familiar? um, and so, how do those RCMP officers treat her? Does it make a difference that they're white and she's Chinese Canadian? Does it make a difference that one of the RCMP officers is a Japanese Canadian woman? What's their relationship? So the characters just came to me as they were. I didn't really massage them. I'm not sure how other writers work, but for me, characters come into my head and I don't usually play around with them. They just come as they are, and then I discover them as I write. So, yeah, so just to say, there's also family dynamics involved. So I think that family is fascinating for me to write about. I think that they are our first community that we grow up in, and as children, we're sort of clueless. We're just kind of navigating these relationships with our parents and siblings, aunts and uncles, extended family. I love the rich possibilities of when those relationships are really messed up. So that was something I really enjoyed exploring too, and that is ultimately central to this story for my character. Yeah.
I love that. Chelsea, welcome to the conversation. She's saying, hello, everyone. Hi, Chelsea. Welcome. Thanks so much for joining us today. And Nisa has a question. She says, Sandra, what do you know now that you wish you knew as an author just starting out? And Nisa, what a great
Yeah.
question. Sandra, fill us
Great,
in.
great question. So context is, let's see, the first time I was published was in 2013. So I signed my first book contract like 10 years ago. I can't believe it. So what I wish I had known then was to trust my process better. I know that's a hard lesson. I mean, I don't know. I'm sure authors with decades long careers, I think they must sometimes struggle with this too, but just trust that how I'm writing whatever particular manuscript it is, it's going the way it's meant to go. And just like keep writing, and it will get finished. I will finish it. So that would be my number one, I think.
Sandra, let's dive a little. I love that answer because I struggle to trust myself as well.
Oh.
I struggle to trust myself, not just in my creative process, but also honestly, in my decision-making process,
Mhm.
because what is most stressful for me as a type A perfectionist, straight A dork, is that I want everything to be perfect. I want everything to
Yeah.
be just as good as it can
Yeah.
be. And because there is no right answer in writing, it's not math. 2 + 2 is 4, but what about word choice, and what about paragraph choice, and the sheer overwhelming
Right.
possibilities sort of almost cripple me. So I really struggle to navigate that as well. So this is really resonating. Is it for you just trusting the creation of the work itself, or
Right.
is it trusting beyond that? Fill us in a little bit more even.
Yeah. So in terms, absolutely. So of course, there's us individually, us as writer, and then there's us as author. So us as writer is the artist part of us, right? So in terms of that, it's trusting that creative spark of ours. So as we're writing, and it's writing a novel, writing just one book is hard work. It's very hard work. So sometimes, many times, we'll come against this wall of self-doubt, is my personal experience, where I'm thinking, what was I thinking with this book? Why did I think I could do this? What am I? So I've had that enough times that I can remind myself, just trust the process. For myself, it's like you've written 5 novels. It's fine. It is fine. You will get through it. It's fine to doubt. Just feel your feelings, and just keep writing. And at some point, you'll break through and you will finish this. So that's the writer, the artist. And then on the other side is, of course, our author work, which is partly, why I'm here today. I'm so thrilled to be here today. And that is should I say yes to this opportunity? Should I say no to that opportunity? Should I be asking more questions about this opportunity? So there's so many questions for us to grapple with on our own. I absolutely can feel like the doubts there too. And so, again, trust the process, go with my gut, go with my instincts. If something feels weird, then probably pass on that opportunity, because some people will. I mean, we're lucky. It's a good problem to have. Let me just say that. It's a good problem to have for people to approach you and say, would you like to do a guest post on my blog? Would you like to be on my podcast? Those are wonderful problems to have, picking and choosing. And sometimes we can get overwhelmed. So, yes, trust the process, trust myself to know that putting my health first is actually a good idea. Sometimes it's easy to forget that because some of us are really lucky and lots of people want us to be on things with them. And I think that's such a lovely problem to have.
Excellent. Nellie, welcome to the conversation. And she would like to know, with this premise, we start out not knowing hows or whys. So it seems like it could happen to any of us.
I mean, maybe, in terms of like, maybe I don't know if this is exactly what you mean, Annalie, but thinking about like the research I did to make the situation seem as plausible as possible. I'm hoping that means that it did feel possible. It did feel plausible to readers that, oh, if this happened to me, I probably would be, stumbling around, trying to figure out what's going on, and also feeling the same way as my character does, just like mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically. So I'm hoping that means I did a good job researching and writing in those details well.
Yay. And Sandra, it occurs to me
Mhm.
as I hear you say Anna Lee, and I've been saying Nellie, that I could be totally
Oh yes,
mispronouncing.
sorry.
No, no, no. I think I'm now thinking, oh my God, I've been mispronouncing, and I'm so blessed because I often see this wonderful person tune in. Could you please let me know how to pronounce your name? Because names matter, and I
Yes.
always want to get it right. And it never even occurred to me that I've been saying your name wrong all these months. Oh my gosh, please let me know. Oh, hey, Samantha Bailey, your fellow Canadian writer. Thank you so much for joining in. She says, I cannot wait to read this book. So Samantha was on the show when her book came out. And then I just saw her this week at Thriller Fest, where she told me that I had to take the selfie because I had very long arms. So if you see a really good selfie on Samantha's page, it's thanks to me and my very long
I
arms.
did see that one. I did see that one. It was lovely. It was lovely. If this gig doesn't work out, Sarah, you could just hire yourself out
I
as
could just
like the
hire
selfie taker.
my very long arms out to take pictures for Samantha and other and other people. She says she's jealous of my height. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. I am tall, which I hated until I was
Oh,
honestly like 30 years old. I hated
wow.
being tall. Okay. Samantha, thank you so much for joining in. So Samantha's book, Watch Out for Her, came
Hmm.
out just a few weeks ago, and now tuning in to hype you up, Sandra
Oh,
Wong.
Sam, thank
Um,
you. It's actually on the top of my TBR right now. Let's watch out for her. So,
Oh my gosh, it is crazy. You're gonna wanna lock all the doors and windows. You're gonna turn off your if you have an Alexa, if you have a puppy cam, you're like I do to keep an eye on my dog. Anyway,
ooh.
oh my gosh, yes. So Sandra, let's
Mm.
another person that Samantha and I were just hanging out with at Thriller Fest was Jennifer Hillier, and she's Samantha sending us all the love. Thank you,
Aw.
Sam. Um, and Jennifer Hillier was also hanging out with us at Thriller Fest, and she also chimed in with this rave review, saying that your book is a terrifying journey through one woman's nightmare as she struggles to remember who she is while unlocking her family's dark secrets. Wong's brilliant prose will keep you riveted into the very last shocking page. Okay, let's dive into this. First of all, did you know that what was going to happen on that last shocking page when you started writing, or did it take you by surprise, make you guess as well?
I did know. So I am a writer who likes to outline my stories before I start drafting. So my outlines are very detailed, and I see my stories sort of like movies in my head. I'm sure I'm not alone in that as a writer. And so then I like to write my outlines scene by scene as things happen. It's very linear, which may be very boring for some people, but it works for me so far. And so before I start drafting, I have to know what's happened before I feel confident to start drafting. So I did know. It doesn't mean it didn't change a few times. It did. What happened was it changed how I presented it, maybe. That's more accurate to say. I knew it was going to happen, but I didn't know how to present it exactly the way it did end up on the page in the final product. That took a few tries. Yes. So, yeah.
Okay, so you did know the ending, but how you
Hmm.
presented it changed a few times. Okay,
Yes.
perfect. Thank you for that. Let's dive into the second part of Jennifer Hillier's review, saying that talking about your brilliant prose. So I noticed that as well. There was
Oh, thank you.
a poetic and lovely cadence to your description, even from the very first page where you're describing the slippery fabric. I love to hike, so I knew as you described it, I'm like,
Ah.
oh, I know that hiking fabric. Or when you were describing the texture of the rocks, or when you were describing the landscape or her disorientation, so many things. You have a very beautiful prose,
Oh.
as Jennifer Hillier says. So let's talk about that. Does that pour out of you after you do this very detailed outline? Is it beautiful when it comes out, or do you have to go back and sort of polish it and make it beautiful?
I think I'm lucky enough to say both, depending on the point I am in drafting. Sometimes I can do a very detailed description right in the outline as well, because that's how the scene is occurring to me, and I don't want to lose a detail, so I'll put that in the outline. But of course, it takes a lot of rewriting. I probably the finished product of this book, it might be draft, I don't know, 12 or 13. And I know that's a small number for some. I remember listening to Lou Burney, the amazingly talented Lou Burney, say, 20 something is his draft number. And I was like, I think I would die. I don't think I could stay with a book that many drafts and not go completely insane. But for me, 12 or 13 is a lot. So it's just, and I'm just so touched, Sarah, that it really connected with you, because I do aspire to a poeticism, and that in the trenches of writing, sometimes it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Sometimes you feel a little bit like a monkey, just okay, just get it done.
Yeah.
But I do have to go back and polish and think, does that describe the scene that I remember in my head? So I'm really just
Mm.
trying to describe what I remembered for that scene, and hopefully using words that are evocative for readers. So I'm so glad that connected for you and Jennifer.
Yeah, both the prose and the cadence I noticed. Because when I
Mm.
was hearing it in my head, it had a certain lyrical rhythm
Oh,
that
wow.
I enjoyed, because I am a person who I know there's a lot in the mystery genre. There's a lot of focus on the twist, the gotcha, the I
Yes.
never saw it coming. And for me, I don't that does matter, but I
Mhm.
like to revel in a beautifully crafted sentence or a beautifully crafted
Yeah.
paragraph. I like
Me
to
too.
pause and reread it and sort of let it soak in and let it marinate. So I really liked
Yeah.
that.
Thank
Um,
you.
okay, Sandra, you were right. It is Anna Lee. It's
Annalie.
Anna Lee. Okay, perfect. It's Swedish. So thank you so much. I will be saying that right from now on, Anna Lee. And I'm sorry I've been saying Anneli. I don't know. This time I will get it right. Names matter. Anna Lee says she is very much looking forward to loving
Oh,
through this book.
thank
Yay. And you
you.
are going to, oh, she said living through this book. Um, Annalie, thank you so much for letting us know that. You are going to enjoy it, I think, as I did. And I want to let you guys know the book is not even out yet, so it comes out in 2 weeks. And here's the link where you can pre-order. I'm going to post it right here, so you can click it, you can pre-order it, and the good folks at Murder by the Book, our favorite woman-owned independent bookstore, we'll send it out to you on 2 Tuesdays from tomorrow. So grab it while you can. All
Thank
right.
you, Sarah.
We have 5 minutes left, only 5 minutes. So I think we can take at least 3 more questions. So go
Okay.
ahead and get those questions going in the comments, everybody. Now, in my private Facebook group, Mystery and Thriller Mavens, all are welcome, free and open to all. I let people submit questions in advance for people who are, I don't know, working during the middle of a Monday. So if you, let's take a few of those as
Mhm.
well. So, Mary would like to know, what's your best advice for aspiring writers?
Oh, first of all, if you are writing, you are not aspiring. You are already a writer. That's what I would say. And finish that book. Whatever idea you have, just plow through the hard parts and finish it. And after you finish it, let it sit for a while, and then go back to it to rewrite. Every book needs rewrites. I think every book needs rewrites. So that would be my advice.
I love that, and I like that you said if you're not published yet, that's still that you're still a
Yeah,
writer. I think you
yeah.
need to take that out, and it's more empowering. So thank you for that wonderful answer. I have a few more that I want to get to, but I also want to be sure to share this wonderful words of praise from Lori Rader Day. Because she also loved what you did, Sandra. You got so much.
Oh,
Oh
I
my
know.
goodness! We have to pause. Queen Clark has entered the chat.
Tracy.
Tracy Clark, who I just saw as of last night, is up for a Seamus. Tracy,
Yes,
congratulations! So I
amazing.
love Tracy Clark. I love her books. She came on Runner came out last summer, and she's coming on again in December, and I just can't wait. Tracy Clark would like to know, Sandra Wong, what's your advice for pantsers? I'm a pantser too,
Oh,
so I'm listening.
okay, okay. I think, um, again, trust your process. I know because I have done a few short stories and things where I just pantsed it. I just started writing and I didn't have an outline, and I definitely got into corners and meandering and just keep writing, just keep writing, just keep writing. And eventually you'll have that draft done. I don't know. I'm not a great pantser, so I don't know if I'm the best person to be giving advice. Tracy Clark, the Tracy Clark. I think you're doing great. Your books are amazing. You're an amazing writer, Tracy. Wow.
I love Tracy's books. They're so powerful,
Yeah.
and I'm so excited to see her honored with a Seamus nomination, among others. Already an
Yes.
award-winning author, Queen Clark. That's why we call you Queen Clark. Anissa would like to know: is there any subjects that
Ooh.
you find too dark and just would not
Yeah.
write
Yeah.
about?
I don't think I could write about any sort of exploitation or abuse of children. I cannot go there. I think that there are many authors who do a great job of being sort of like sensitive to victims and survivors of child exploitation, child abuse, but I don't think I could do it. I think it would break me. Yeah, too dark for me.
Anissa, that's a really cool question. Thank you so
Yeah.
much for being here and thank you for asking it. Tracy says that she is stuck right now. Tracy, first of all, thank you for saying that, because the fact that
Yes.
you are feeling stuck gives my mortal little heart hope, because I feel like I just picture Tracy Clark sitting at her desk, just like, like
Yep.
speed typing her little fingers. flying over the keyboard, never stuck. So I think I'm shocked. I feel like she's just saying that to make us both feel better. But Tracy, tell us what you do when you are stuck. Because
Mhm.
I
Reach
know I
out.
feel
Tracy,
stuck a
reach out.
lot.
Reach out to me offline and I'll help you. I'll talk it through. Sometimes you just need to talk it out, I think.
Yeah, exactly. And I think something that I always do is I always come back to my intention.
Hmm.
What is my intention for this book? What is my intention for these characters? What do I want to convey? Why do I want to tell the story? Why am I telling this
Right.
story? Um, oh my God, Tracy, I can't. Is this for your book in December? Or is that one done? Let me know. I can't wait. I'm so excited.
Yeah. The new cover is amazing.
Oh my God, she's amazing. Tracy says she paces. Oh, just like a like a rapid just back and forth across
Right.
your office. She says nope. Oh my gosh, Tracy, I love you. You're amazing.
Oh,
Oh my goodness, y'all, we are out of time. Thank you so much for tuning in. And Sandra, thank you for joining us live
thank
from
you.
Canada, stepping away from the finals there to tune in and tell us about let's hold up our books
Let's
one more
hold up our books.
I'm gonna take a screenshot. In the dark, we forget. Well, you have written a book that will be hard for all of us to forget because it is so great. And I'm going to pop the link one more time in there because y'all don't want to miss this book. Sandra, anything that you wish I had asked?
Oh my
Anything
gosh.
you want to leave us? Any parting thoughts with?
Um, no. You were so amazing, Sarah DiVello. Thank you so much for having me. I am
Oh my
just so
gosh.
thrilled to be part of this community.
Well, you are amazing, and I'm so honored to have had the chance to talk with you and to get the inside scoop. And you guys, I'm going to go ahead and post a few more amazing reviews from Sandra. Oh, thank you for all the hearts up on Facebook. Yes, I do see those hearts. So thank you so much for all the hearts up on Facebook. Because Sandra, you also got rave reviews from PJ Vernon, author of Bath House,
Mm,
from Sam Weeb. Is it Weeby?
Weeb.
Uh,
Yeah,
Weeb.
Sam
Thank
Weeb.
Sam Weed, and so many others. So this book is just hitting it out of the park, and I can't wait to see you at your launch party virtually on June 21st with Tess Garrettson. Sandra, thank you so much for joining us. And when your next book comes out, you have to come back and talk to us again,
Thank
okay?
you. Thank you so much, Sarah. You're such a lovely, lovely host. I so appreciated you inviting me on.
Well, it has been my honor to host you. Thank you so much, Sandra. All right, everybody. I will see you tonight at 7 and 8 p.m.
Yes.
Eastern with Alan Drew and Peter Spiegelman. See you soon for hashtag Mystery Monday because Mondays can be murder.